this whole setup is precariously balanced between two books. So, we are going to see if this works or not. Alright, today on the live stream, we will be going and doing character related stuff. So we're going to see how that goes today. I'm kind of wanting to just jump right in and do some character designs or work on some of my current characters that I have that exist. I have mechanical pencils and a fresh set of mechanical pencils off of Amazon because Prime Day. So we are all set. I also have markers and stuff if we want to color in characters. So we're going to see how that works. I hope that the chat is working. Okay, I think I have it set up right. So we're going to go with that. This is a 0.5 and I like it sometimes, but other times I don't like it. So I might just start out with one of the thicker lead pencils and see how that goes. But yeah, so as you can see, character lore stream, we're going to be drawing some of my characters and working on their designs. And yeah, just kind of hanging out, doing art stuff together. So let's start out here. I am just going to draw my OC Emerson first because I was feeling like working on her design yesterday, and of course I didn't have time to do that yesterday. But today, I do have some time to do that. So, we are going to work on some of her design and stuff today. Yeah, she is one of the Albrins, is what the character species is. And so she has those funky long ears that I love to draw. I am going to start with just her upper half here and doing some outfit design, kind of. And maybe a little bit of hairstyle design. I'm pretty happy with what her hair is like right now as a character. Let me see if I have any drawings of her here anywhere that are more recent. Okay, I don't have any recent drawings of what her hair looks like, but I'll draw it and show you guys. So she has a bit more... Hi, Bree! How are you doing today? She has a bit more of a sharp face, kind of. At the moment, I'm not sure if she and Fisk are still siblings, or if they're adopted siblings, or blood-related siblings, or what. But we are going to see and mess around with that. But if you also don't know, Fisk is one of my other OCs, and he is the crazy, funky pirate. I say funky, what I mean is flirty. He's always getting into trouble with stuff, so yeah. But today we are focusing more on Emerson, but I might be working on Fisk and the captain's design as well, which are... They kind of all have a shared storyline a little bit, these characters. So we're going to see what we can do for them. I'm just sketching in her face here so that I kind of have a template to work off of for her clothing. Now, with Emerson, her outfit and stuff is kind of... It's a mix of a piratey outfit, I would say, because I know that she works with Fisk for a little while, and that's kind of how she meets him. So she's been working with Fisk for a little bit, and yeah. And like I said, I'm not sure if they're brothers and sisters or what, but yeah. So we're gonna try and figure out what they are too at some point, but yeah, it's not really looking like Emerson's face. The eyes are kind of right though, so we're just gonna leave it. So we're not focusing on face stuff today, we are focusing on the character design. So Fisk I'm thinking about it, and Fisk has like two, or just, I think it's just one little hoop earring in his ear. Almost as like a rebellious thing towards the Alberans and stuff. So we are going to maybe give Emerson one of those. Would that be kind of fun? Like a little earring or something? Oh, she could. Hi, John! But Emerson, maybe if she had the opposite ear pierced, and so they kind of like intermatch. That would be kind of cool, I think. But yeah, so there's that. So we kind of got a base going on for Emerson. Thank you. Yeah, I thought it might be kind of fun to do a little something like that. What's your guys' go-to thing to do with like character design stuff? If y'all do character design. I like to use Pinterest for a lot of stuff to get inspiration. Because there's so much amazing art on there. Hi, Becca! How are you doing today? So, we're gonna be drawing in her face. Okay, this is looking very piratey, and I kind of like what we have going with that. I'm just going to erase the sides of her head here, because it's kind of throwing me off a bit with it. There we go, that's better. Get her hair coming over like that. I have that messy ponytail that she has that's kind of crazy. Yeah, Pinterest is kind of the best, I feel like, for character design stuff. Oh, making bracelets, that's awesome. What kind of bracelets are you making? Okay, so for Emerson's outfit, I am thinking of doing like some wraps and stuff, maybe? Something like that. I'm just kind of sketching in a rough body shape here for her. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now we have that kind of going here. Let us maybe see. So I'm thinking some kind of, oh, thank you. Oh, friendship bracelets, those are fun to make. I love doing stuff like that. Hi, Bethany, how are you doing today? So, I'm thinking something like a wraparound top that maybe kind of comes like this. Now, the thing with Emerson is she kind of has problems from, I will be honest, I haven't gone super deep into her character or design as of right now, because she only really comes in the second-ish book, probably. But I know that she does have, like, past problems having been a part of the Alberan Council, or Alberan people, or whatever. So she would maybe have an outfit that's different and yet kind of similar to Alberan outfit culture. And I'm glad to hear you're doing good, Bethany. Okay, let's see. So something that's, and also something that'd be like comfortable to wear on a ship. I don't know what that would look like. Because in past, I've drawn her in an outfit kind of similar to Fisk and very Alberan culture-esque. But I just don't know if I see her wearing something like that. Maybe a little collar or something. Because I just feel like collared shirts that are kind of flowy and big are very pirate-esque. Because she's kind of like a pirate with Fisk, I think. So I am hoping to publish it at some point. At the moment, life has been pretty insane lately, so I haven't gotten much work done. But I do hope to, the plan is to publish it someday, for sure. And even if it's not like the most incredible publishing thing ever, it's probably not as much my end goal for stuff anymore, because a few years ago it was like, okay, my whole thing is to publish the book. But now I'm kind of just saying at some point I hope to publish it, I don't know when that will be, and I don't know at what quality it will be at or what, but I would like it to rather take longer and be at a point that I'm happy with it than anything else. So yeah, I do hope to publish it sometime soon. Bye, Bethany. I hope you have a good day. Okay, I'm not really liking the little strap things here, so I might take those and remove them. Ooh, but maybe like a piratey corset kind of thing would be good. Something that kind of wraps in the front here and comes down like this. Oh, maybe. Okay, I kind of like that. And then I was kind of wanting to maybe give her like, ooh, I was gonna say a skirt, but a skirt is gonna be so impractical if she is on a ship all the time. So maybe instead of a skirt, we give her a like tunic that falls down lower, but she has like pants on or whatever as well. That might be kind of cool. I like this like little corset idea thing though, because it kind of matches with Fisk's little lower belt that's kind of thick that he wears. So I like that. I would like to give her maybe some kind of either puffy sleeves or like wrapped patched kind of sleeves or something. That might be nice. So we may do something like that with a design. Okay, let's see. Like I said, we want to do, oh, and maybe like a ribbon thing around here, like a piece of fabric that acts as a belt thing here. And she has like some stuff, some little compartment things patched on there. Maybe. Might do that. And then if we give her, I love puffy sleeves. But you know what? The captain right now, her design has puffy sleeves. So, and she and Emerson already have a problem of looking very similar and acting very similar. And I kind of want to fix that and make them a little different, the two of them. So let's try and instead go for something maybe with some arm cuffs like this that are wraps. I would say that they can hear a lot more, yeah. Hi, Shire! Yeah, she can hear better than most people, but the ears are also just a fun design choice, personally, so yeah. It fits in with the species that she's a part of. So maybe some wrapped things like that, and then her sleeves are just kind of straight and get tucked in there. I kind of like that, yeah. Okay, that looks good. I like that. I'm pleased with it. And now, let's see. I feel like there's something missing here, but I don't really want to add... Do I want to add straps back? Actually, just like if the leather corset thing wrapped around like that, that's kind of nice. Kind of like that. There we go. Also, sorry, the chat is kind of slow today. It might be because I am currently in the basement, so the internet is not going to be the best down here. But it's much quieter, so that's plus. So we're going to give her like a maybe collar thing like that. Maybe. And then have those little straps come like that. Okay, I'm liking how this is looking. This is looking pretty cool. Okie dokie. And then I said that I wanted to do like something that kind of part of her tunic maybe like comes down and then wraps around her a little bit. Something like that maybe. Honestly, maybe just pants. Just feeling anything like that just kind of crowds the design up and stuff, and so I kind of avoid adding too much stuff like that. So we're just gonna do some pants, like so. Yeah, I like that, I think. That's pretty good. Okay. I'm just going to shade some of these things in so I can tell where they are at and it doesn't get lost in all the other lines. Okay. I think that that's looking pretty good. Feel like maybe, possibly, could be. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can add for the pants. But I honestly think this looks pretty good. It's not like overly intricate, but it's enough that she kind of has a vibe to her, and I like that. I think this is pretty good for Emerson's design. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. Okay. Bye, Lisa! Thank you so much for joining in. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Maybe we can try and color her in now and do like a color version, because I have this little pencil. I love this one. It has red colored pencil lead. Thank you, cats! Yeah, it has little like red colored pencil lead, so Shire, they are a species that I made up, kind of. They're very similar to elves, and they're, I believe, I found the word that I called them a long time ago, and they're called like Albrins, but I believe that that just basically means elves. So they're just kind of basically my own version of elves or whatever. And so it's not like super original, but they have like a lot of like special abilities, and they play a special role in society and in the world building and stuff. So yeah. And then if they have like more jagged, that's what I forgot. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, Emerson is actually a mix between the Albran, like elf people, and another species called Kai. So her ears, the Kai are like an offshoot of the Albran, and they have like a jagged ears, kind of like that more. So yeah. Thank you, Laws fan. I have actually considered doing a commission or creating 3D models a little bit, but not like entirely ever, because I just kind of enjoy drawing them and stuff. Thank you, Shire. Yeah, this is the Albran thing has been something that I've messed around with for several years, but yeah. Bye, Mysteries! It was good to see you here. This is crazy. This tiny little sharpener sharpens the little red pencil. But yeah, it's nice and sharp now. I might try and add some color here. Do like a colored sketch for fun. Should we draw Grimner? Because I love drawing Grimner and coloring him in. I think I'm just going to do that because I have too much fun drawing him and coloring him in. So let's get a little Grimner up here. Make sure it's still on the screen. Yeah. Grimner is related. He is brothers to another character that is heavily connected to Emerson named Miro. And they have an interesting brother relationship. But yeah, so I was realizing that almost all of my characters don't have siblings. And probably a year or two ago, I was like, you know what? Miro and Grimner look very similar. And so they're siblings now. And they have been for a while, but yeah. But today we're drawing Grimner over here. Just a little Grimner. His head is not proportioned right. Let's try to fix that. But yeah. The lore for Grimner is kind of crazy. Some of the stuff that he goes through, and also his personality in face of his character and decisions and arc. It's like if the sunshine happy relief character that's just genuinely just a funny sidekick got put into an intense character arc of a morally gray character. So he has the happy sunshine personality, but he goes through stuff that a morally gray character probably would usually go through. So, yeah, that's interesting for him, and it's also tough for him But I think because of his personality, that's quite literally the only reason that he ends up turning out as good as he does. This pencil, it's called Nick Pro. Hi, Ellie! It's good to see you here! But, sorry, the pencil is called, the brand is Nick Pro. I got it off of Amazon, and it came in, like, this set. Not this, this is random, but yeah. This little set of different pencils and stuff, so. I hope work is good then and stuff, but I'm happy to see you here for just a little bit. It really is. You have the same set, don't you, Ellie? So, yeah, sure thing. Oh, I'm sorry work has been rough. I'm glad that the OC lore has been interesting, Shire. Yeah, it's a lot of it is a little crazy, but yeah, Grimner goes through some crazy stuff, but he ends up being a very goofy, fun character for the most part. And I love to draw him, but genuinely solely because I just really like to draw Albern ears. They're so much more dynamic than a human's ears. Imagine if our ears could, like, move with our emotions or whatever. The notebook is from Amazon, actually. So, or no, not Amazon, sorry, Barnes & Noble. So this is a Barnes & Noble one, and it just has, like, a normal dark cover or whatever, and then this little piece comes around like that. But I love it, and the paper is nice and smooth, and I also love the yellow tint of the paper. So yeah, it's a good one, and it has just these nice little seams and stuff with it. So I like this one for sketching and drawing and stuff. It's a good, just kind of all-purpose. I'll see you later, Ellie. Have a good time. But yeah, so Grimner goes through some crazy stuff. He has some interesting lore. He is the, like, assassin slash super-powered weapon for the main villain, Tievel, for most of his life, and he's kind of been raised under that expectation. But he's also been somewhat sheltered, as much as one can be, while living in the literal villain's, like, palace or whatever, by, the... Let me see. Sorry, I got distracted. But, yeah. He's been living in the villain's base of operations, I guess you could say, for most of his life, and he's been very sheltered by Lyall, who is a wolf crow kind of hybrid. He's basically a wolf with big black wings, or like a hound. So yeah, he's kind of an interesting character. But he and Grimner, he's kind of adopted Grimner a little bit in a way. At first it doesn't seem like that, but then as you read more on, you're like, okay, yeah, he cares about him. So yeah, there is the Grimner sketch, and we will color it in. Thank you so much for joining in, cats. And yeah, happy 250th, and thank you. I did my nails on 4th of July morning really fast for fun, and I was like, I always do it, so I did that, and I like to do different nail colors and stuff. Ooh, how's getting ready for college going, Shire? Yeah, I've kind of slacked on a lot of writing stuff for my OCs and things. Most of the lore is several years old for them. But yeah, it's a lot to keep up with all of it a lot of times. Okay, we are going to try doing line art. Hi, Dio. And yes, Fisk is still a Kai. Kai and stuff like that, so... Emerson is half Albern, half Kai, but Fisk is full Kai, from everything I know about them thus far. But, yeah, so they're probably, like, more adopted siblings, the two of them, kind of thing. Oh, I know, lore is so wonderful. I like to eat it up, too. I'm sure it's really overwhelming, Shire. I couldn't imagine. I'm praying for you that it all goes well and stuff, and you have an enjoyable time, though, with college and things. Yay! Thank you so much. That's really sweet. We're going to try and do the line art. The line art is, I tell you what, I do not like line arting stuff. I just like to sketch stuff fast. But I like having finished pieces, so I'm stuck with having to do line art and whatnot. If I want finished pieces, I must do line art to last. Oh, this one is dying. Okay. Is it gonna work? Really? Please work, Mr. Pen. Okay, there we go. I like microns because they don't bleed with alcohol markers, but... And of course, Shire, I'm always happy to pray for you guys. College and stuff is very big step and things, so... Yeah. I like... What was I saying? Oh yeah, I like micron pens because they don't bleed with alcohol markers. So they're good for those who use alcohol markers in their art. Because every other pen I try, especially in this sketchbook, I've done other sketchbooks, and the paper seems to be good about not bleeding and stuff, but this sketchbook, while I love it, it does bleed if you don't use the right pens and stuff, so... Microns it is for me whenever I'm drawing. Okay, this one is dying. And there's a reason that I brought with my new set of microns that I purchased. I've been savoring them to open at some point, and I knew that that one was going to die any day now, so... Let's see... This is the right size. I totally get that. I kind of just let a lot of my OC lore either sit in my mind, or I try to add it into like art or do animations, but yeah. If you ever want to come and talk on my channel about OC lore and stuff though, I always like to listen to other people's OC lore. I always draw Grimner in a sweatshirt, and the more that I draw it, the more that I realize that it totally does not fit the like environment he's in for most of the book, and there really isn't a point where he would acquire a sweatshirt, but his green sweatshirt is like iconic at this point, and so I just keep drawing him in the green sweatshirt even though I kind of need to change it at some point for the setting that the book has taken a turn to. At the same time, it just kind of suits him, so I'm like, okay, we'll leave the green sweatshirt in for now. I don't like having to draw arms and legs and stuff, so we're just going to do this today and color it, because I feel like doing that. Okay, I have my case of markers. Now, Grimner's skin tone is, you know what? Give me 1 second. I'm going to find a piece of paper. Oh wait, do I have a piece of paper I can use back here? Okay, I have some pieces of paper I can use because I don't want to ruin too many pages behind here of my sketchbook. So I'm just going to fold this over and stick it behind this sketchbook page. Okay, now it's protected and he will not bleed through onto the other pages. Yeah, skin tone for Grimner. This is probably gonna be... Oh, actually, I'll keep that one in mind. He has kind of like a dark, tannish kind of skin tone. So we gotta find a marker color that matches that. I'm telling you, I use a different marker color for his skin tone like every time. It's bad. Okay, that's Emerson and Fisk's skin tone. So, we need something a little lighter than that. Maybe this one? No, that's too, like, gray, desaturated. I think this is going to be too dark, maybe. Yeah, that's too dark. That's like his hair color, so we'll keep that for his hair. I look at the marker caps and I just grab random ones. That might be it. I would love it to be a little darker, but that might be the closest we can get, I think, with the current color selection I have. Okay, yeah, so we'll use this one for his skin. That is the wrong side. I almost never use the chisel tips of my markers. Also, if you're ever looking for cheap, good markers, I love these CaliArt ones. They have lasted me a very long time, and they just work great as alcohol brush tip markers. Because I tell you what, markers are expensive. I do not have the money to pay for them. Oh yeah, that works as his skin tone very well. Okay. Okay, that was a little messy, the coloring there, but that's fine. Let us get him some darker colored blushies, because I like to do that in my characters. This one, yes. Sometimes I use a pink color, and sometimes I just use a darker color and kind of shade in the cheeks and stuff for him. Shade the tips of his ears. Yeah, I don't know if Hobby Lobby sells them. If they do, that would be amazing. But yeah, I know Amazon sells them, and then there's another brand that's super similar but just more expensive, which is Ohuhu. That sounds funny to say, but yeah, I have some sets of their markers, and they're good too, except more expensive, whereas these ones are basically the same and they're a little cheaper. So I'm like, I'm gonna get the cheaper ones, obviously. Let's see, okay, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but what I like to do for shadows is, okay, that's more gray. I take a, like, not super saturated purpley color, and I use that for shadows, and it always looks better than just like a darker color for shadows, in my opinion at least. And I just do that, add shadows everywhere. And if you really want to go crazy for shadows, and I usually only do this on digital art, but you can add, like, along the line of the shadows, you'll add, like, a really saturated reddish color, and then you just blend that out, and it looks like their skin is very real. And I always like to do that. But, let's see, I think this is usually, yeah, that's the color I like to use for his hair a lot. Oh, I forgot to do his eyes all the way. I might have to go in with a gel pen and get those, because he has 2 different colored eyes for lore reasons. At first, it didn't start out so much as lore reasons, but now it's kind of part of his lore, and so I've seen some people say, like, super colored OC eyes are kind of cringy, but I don't really care because it just looks cool. I like heterokemia and stuff. And his brother Miro has, like, central heterokemia, I think it's called. So they're kind of like the heterokemia bros. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try and do this very carefully. Do that, and then I'll be able to go over it once it's dry with the marker color. Oh, that's right. I want to shade his hair a little more. Need a darker brown for that. This is too dark, yes. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I don't know why people think it's, like, cringe or overrated or whatever. I love it. And, I mean, Artham in the show has, like, heterokemia in his eyes, and I think it looks so cool. And I've met several people with, like, just heterokemia in their eyes, and it's just so pretty. And I also could not decide for him between brown and blue eyes, so that was the compromise for me for his eyes. Oh my goodness, Melody, that reminds me. I was watching Lord of the Rings again with my siblings last night, and that was an absolute roller coaster. Because my little brother has never watched it before, and it was so fun to see him get into it. Because it's hard to get him into shows. He's very particular about what he's willing to admit to liking, especially if we, his sisters, introduced it to him. But he was having a blast. So that was very entertaining. Ooh, that's really cool. And I love that name. Awale? I don't know how to pronounce it, but I love the way it's spelled. It sounds really pretty. I know, right? It's so special that first time watching Lord of the Rings. Anyone else hate the sound of markers drying out? Because it grates on my ears whenever they start to dry out. This is darker, maybe. Just a tidge. Okay, it's not dark enough for shadows. Let us see, let us see, let us see. Is that too dark? No, I think that works. We can make it work at least. And then maybe just go back over it with this a little bit. That's so real. A lot of my characters' names were just like random stuff that I thought up and things, and then I was like, ah, that works. I think most of the ones for Riding with Flames are ones that actually have like meanings behind them, but a lot of my other characters are just random names that I felt fitted them. So yeah. Okay, now to fix his eyes. I think this is the eye color. Okay, I use that eye color for Ari a lot, so we can't do that. Because I don't like overlapping features of my characters. That's good for one blue eye. Okay. That's like startlingly blue, I feel like. Whoa, it looks so gray on the screen, but it's very bright blue in real life. That's weird. Okay. And then there's like a golden yellow eye too for him. A wheel. That is such a cool idea. I really need to start looking in my Bible for names because there's a lot of lists of names in my Bible. In everyone's Bible, but yeah. I should do that sometime. That's awesome, Shire. Can I add some shading to the eyes, maybe? That would help. Okay, yeah, that helps a little. Oh, that is really cool. I love that idea for an OC. I like that a lot. Like, fun little quirks like that, I feel like, really make OCs so much better. That's what makes them interesting characters. And I think that a lot of times we've gotten to a point where people just call stuff cringe for OCs or whatever because it's been, like, overdone or it doesn't make sense or they're overpowered or something like that. And I think that's sad. A whale. A whale. Yeah, I like that too. That's good. I have to think about it for a few minutes. Okay, and now for some little highlights. Alrighty. We got a colored sketch of Grimner. Another of many, because I just like to draw and color in Grimner, but yeah, we got another one of him there. And I don't think it bled through. Hey, it just bled through that side, but it didn't bleed through to this side. The paper worked. That's a great idea, Bible and Elvish names. I like that a lot. Okay, which character should we draw next? We have a plethora of ones we could do. We could do Anar, Ari, do Fisk, we could do Miro, we could do the Captain, we could do Adventure Frog as well, or Felix too. I might look on Pinterest really quick and see, because I have my character, like, aesthetic board on Pinterest that I like to check out for inspiration for characters. Bum, 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 bum. Oh. Oh man, is it? Yeah, it's really hot here too. I'm not a summer person. I don't like the heat. I like it when it's cool out. I do like getting to go swimming in the summer, but other than that, not a fan. Not a fan of the heat. Have you guys seen the videos of like the English people trying to survive the heat and stuff? Because it's kind of funny. Exactly. Like I know a lot of people love summer and stuff, but I only find it enjoyable when I'm swimming or when I'm in AC. Other than that, I'm good. Ooh, is it hot in England right now? I think some of my friends that are in England, some other people said it was too, so. I don't know who I'm drawing here. I think I'm gonna draw a frog. An adventurous little frog. It's kind of mischievous. Round, pudgy little sides. And very goofy long legs. What is that? There. A wonky frog. Yeah, I've heard that too. I did not know that they just didn't have AC. That sounds nightmarish, if I'm being honest. Why are his hands so disproportioned? Try and help him out there. We can't let our little frog man have disproportioned hands. It's going to be Adventure Frog now. Except he does not have legs like that, so we gotta fix that. I've heard that Washington is really beautiful in autumn and winter, so I hope you get to go there sometime. Okay, that's his little feet, like that. He looks like he's sitting down like that. A little shadow underneath him, so it looks like he's sitting down. And then his somewhat terribly drawn hat has a little, oops, I broke my lid. There we go. A little string that holds it to his little head. There. Oh, give him some little hearts so he knows that we love him. Oh, and also, my sister literally comes after me if I don't draw his little snail buddy with him every time, so. This is for you, Artie, if you are watching this stream, because sometimes she comes and watches the streams without me knowing. But there's her little snail. No, he is a frog. You're not crazy, don't worry. Yeah. I like to draw frogs, so they're just barely recognizable as frogs. And so, this is Adventure Frog. He's a funky little character. Okay, let's see. Ooh, I want to draw, now that I drew him, I want to draw some more Adventure Frog characters, and one that I haven't drawn in ages, and I love to draw, is my little mouse OC, Wonder, who is so adorable. I love him. He's so adorable and so terrified of everything. Which honestly, I don't blame him. Because I'm the same way. Little nose. And mouth. And big round ears. Yeah, no, you're not crazy, don't worry. He's just a very odd looking little frog. Gonna give him a smile. Some rosy little cheeks. There we go. I always hear people say that you should never smudge your pencil lead with your fingers. I think it's because it won't like last or something, but I do it anyways. I don't really care. I don't want to have to go digging through my sketch bag to find a pencil blender stump, whatever, so. Oh my goodness, you're right. I need to draw Gerald. His name is Gerald, the Griffin OC, in my profile picture, and I have not drawn him in ages. And he's actually a part of Writing with Flames. So that's interesting. Wait, I'm gonna put their names here for everyone. I don't know what it is, but whenever I finish drawing a character, I usually like to put their names there, so yeah. I do have characters that are, I guess, yeah, I see absolutely no cringe in it. I agree, Shire. And like also, I don't know if they would be considered like, well, Felix is kind of like a fawn adjacent character, which is another OC I have. But I have characters that like Wonder, who is a mouse, and he's very human-like, but yeah, maybe so, but I don't think it's. I want to say a lot of pencils don't use like lead specifically anymore. At least that's some of what I heard, but I don't know. Maybe I'll get lead poisoning, who knows? But hopefully not. And I mean, I know a lot of people who do it, so I think it's mostly okay, more just for people who want to have clean art or whatever. But yeah, there's all the characters' names. But I really do need to draw. I need to draw the. Oh, Gerald. That's who I was going to draw. I am going to look up a reference because I have not drawn a griffin in a little while. So I want to say I have a board specifically on Pinterest for griffins. I want to say I do. I may not, but one can hope. I'm trying to find it. Griffins. Yeah, I would say griffins are like my favorite fantasy creature. I don't know what it is, but I love the idea of they're kind of like big happy puppy dogs or something. Okay, I know I have a board for it. I'm not finding it, so I'm just gonna look it up. There we go. Okay. Oh my gosh, this artwork for them is so cool always whenever I looked up on Pinterest. I would show it on the screen, but the glare is going to be insane, so yeah. Let's see. Find one that would be an easier reference image. Okay, I like that. That's a good reference image. Can you guys see that? Griffins and stuff. Yeah, I'm going to use that one as a reference. So let's see. I find it easier to do like a side profile for them sometimes, so we might just stick with that. Kind of sketch in a general shape. Wait, let me move this up so you guys can see. Okay. Let's see. I know, they're so cute. They're playing together. They're brothers. They're friends. I love animals and animal characters and stuff. I also just love characters with like wings or ears that move their emotions and things that just like it shows a lot of character through a few simple things with it always, and I think that's fun. Okay, their heads are very eagle-like, so we're going to start with that. Make the beak that's kind of sharp. Let me also pull up just my profile picture. Fisk and Emerson. I think that Fisk is a little bit older than Emerson, I would say. So I think that he is a little bit older than she is. But she is entirely willing to beat him up, given the chance. So, yeah, he still has to be careful with her, because she's pretty hardy, Emerson. Yeah, that does explain why I love Wingfeather Saga. I love winged characters and things. Oh man, yeah, I liked Lion King as a kid. I don't think I watched it as much as a lot of shows that I watched, but or a lot of movies that I watched, but I loved it. I especially loved the movie with Timon and Pumbaa because I thought it was really funny. But oh, in the sketchbook, I got this one from Barnes and Noble. They had at the back of my store like this these kind in a ton of different colors, and I got the brown one because I felt like it was very fantasy-esque. So, yeah. Let's see. Where is the eye shape? Just kind of looking at this, and they have like the part that comes down here that holds their nose, nostril, nose. I don't know. But that just kind of comes down like that, I'd say. Okay, yeah, that's good. I like that. I think I want to pick this up a little bit. And I'll have this a little. I like that better, yeah. Maybe it's not quite as accurate to the drawing, but I just think it looks nicer with it picked up a bit. Okay, that's going good. And then their head kind of is more sloped down like this. Eeks, bald griffin. That's an eerie sight. Ooh, that's awesome, Shire! Yeah, Wingfeather really pulled me back into reading in a big way. So, it's a wonderful series. And fantasy is such an awesome genre. It's such a wide genre, too, with so much to it, that it's a lot of fun. Okay, and then we're gonna give him his little ears that pop up like this. We also have to give him an eyeball. I'm gonna make it a cute little eye because I don't always like to do size. There, that's cute. I like that. Okay, and then some featherage coming back like this. I think the head is more like that. Sometimes I kind of give him a mix of fur and feathers. Yes, same here. It has such a rich plot line to it as well, Wingfeather, that it's just amazing. And then let me see, what was Gerald had like I think a little tuft of fur that was sticking up, maybe? Yes, he has a little bit of poof on the top of his head. Like that. I kind of want to see if I can make him look like he's smiling, maybe? Look a little happier. Can upturn that part there. And then I kind of have this part there like that. It's not too bad for having not drawn griffins in a year or more. I will take what I can get with it. Let's pull that back a little more and then add some feathers, transitioning there. Yes, Lord of the Rings is definitely the best fantasy out there. But Green Ember, I've read that one and it's enjoyable. I would say that it's not like the same or quite as good as Wingfeather, but I did read it when I was younger and I liked it. I haven't read it in a while though, so if it's something that sounds interesting to you, I would say definitely check it out because I have a lot of friends who really enjoy it. think that's pretty good. The peak is a little big. I think that's the problem I'm having with it. Like, it needs to be a little thinner. I think that's going to help it look better. That's so real. Yeah. I love bread too. Some bread is just wonderful. And man, like we were watching Lord of the Rings last night, a little bit of it, and I want to live in the Shire so bad. It just looks so cozy and inviting. And I think that I would live a very happy life as a hobbit. There we go. Okie dokie. There's Gerald. Alright, let's see. I have time to do one more drawing. So we can draw one more thing before I have to, unfortunately, end the live because I have stuff that I have to get done, which is disappointing. I know! Visiting New Zealand is like one of my top things on my bucket list to do because they have the Hobbiton set there and I want to see that so bad. Ooh, that sounds really cool, Melody. You know what? I'm going to write that down really quick, the name of that one, because it sounds really awesome. Let's see. Put it on my notes list so that I don't forget it. Blood of Kings, okay. Okay, there we go. I will look that series up because no matter how many fantasy series I have in my to be read list, I'll always add more. Okay, let's see. Which size is this? Okay. Wait. Okay, to end off the stream, we gotta draw. Do I have this picture here? Somewhere? Maybe? Possibly. Nah, I don't have it right there. We gotta draw Duckless, though. The mascot. No, that's okay. It's so hard to remember the Goodreads stuff. A lot of times, I forget it, and I forgot it for, like, most of the first year of having it. But to finish off the stream, I shall draw Duckless, the streaming mascot. Who is a little duck. Ducktail. Yeah, we can't forget about Duckless. Duckless is essential to ending off a stream. Okay, and he has a top hat. He has a monocle, right? Like a little, yeah. A little ducky monocle for him. And then some webbed ducky feet. They're a little messy, but it's okay. He's standing on one leg or something. But yeah. Okay, there we go. Duckless has been created. And just in time for the 1 hour mark. So I will be ending the live stream here. And thank you guys so much for joining in. It was really fun to do this again. And I hope to do it more often now. And yeah, I hope to do it more often whenever I have time. Like this afternoon, I had time, so I was like, okay, I can do one now. But yeah, I hope to do one a little sooner than the span of time between the past 2 live streams. But thank you guys so much for joining in. It was so much fun to talk and have a good time. So yeah, I'll see you all later. Bye! God bless you guys too. Bye! Figure out.